Welcome back to that build. Today I'm continuing progress, obviously, on my Porsche 911 Turbo Replica. We are at a point, we are at a moment. This is essentially the unveiling of what potentially could be an absolute disaster, but at the same time I'm confident that I can resolve the problem. So everything is ready to remove the screws, and honestly I have not looked inside here. As soon as the entire side section here popped, I put the screws in, left it, and it's the beginning of the week again. So I'm really excited to see just how bad this is going to be. It's not going to be good. It's not going to be good at all. So I'm just going to dig into it because realistically there is nothing else for it. So drill, remove, inspect, and be completely freaked out when I find out. Yeah. So alrighty, let's do this. The only thing I can hope is that I can actually resolve this. That's very doubtful. It can't be so bad to the point where it's a complete loss. It's just, yeah. Rust is existing metal. It makes it lightweight, so obviously we shaved quite a few kilos off this car. But there is a point where you want that metal in there for structural rigidity. Oh gosh, okay. Okay, so now or never. Let's just do this. If I can get my hands in there. Oop. Okay. And that build will return after these messages. All right. What? I'm going to flip this section first myself. Okay. You know what? That's... Ew. Yeah, it's rusty, but salvageable. I mean, to me, that is... I've seen a lot worse. It's... Let me grab a screwdriver and something to wipe my hands with. Okay, so that's not too bad. That is not really going through. Up here though, that's not bad at all. Realistically, I mean, this up here, again, just a lot of loose little bits, but overall, that's surprisingly clean, all things considered. Well, I suppose we're looking in the tunnel now, so a bit of a further dive. Got my hands dirty again. Ugh. Huh. No freaking way! Wow, that's awesome! Take these screws out. Most of the rust was on the base. Obviously, I mean, it was sitting, but I really did think it was coated along the insides. That is not bad at all. I am really happy about that. Even inside, I can see in there. Wow, that's brilliant. I like it. That's made me so happy because honestly, I was freaking out about this. Annoyingly, I've had to cut this open in order to see this. I probably didn't need to, but I'd rather treat this and do it properly. So this is going to be a reasonably simple cleanup. I was really afraid that this would be an absolute mess, a nightmare to resolve, but this is brilliant. So it's a bit of a pain because that means if the base here is quite rusty, you already saw in there from the inspection port that it was rusty bottom side, top side. Now here is going to be no different, and of course yeah, tap along there and of course the rust just showers. So these cables and fuel lines and all this sort of thing are slightly in the way. I don't know how I'm going to sort. What's that one for? That one's for the heater channel. Where's that one going? Maybe that was going to the... I don't know. I'll figure it out later. How did I do up here though? I didn't cut through, and I didn't cut through. Hey! And what about the spot welds in general? Mostly proud. I think I did go through on a couple. Yeah, I went through on that one. That one's fine. That one's good. A couple of small swirlies here, but not too bad. Yeah, okay, that's good. And yeah, bit of crud there. That's not bad, really. I mean, there's nothing that I've actually cut through recessed into the skin. So that means it's got a lot more base. I did a bit more damage on the top side. Of course, that's when I was learning. I probably should have trialed first, but anyway, it's done now. Yeah, I've gone a little too deep in there, but it's not even halfway through, so that's not too bad. I'm really happy with that. That's a brilliant result. That's just improved my Monday morning substantially. So one thing I will do first off, which I was going to do originally anyway, is remove the existing fuel line. I don't know what the internal state is like. The fuel tank was completely rusted when it was in the car itself, so I can only imagine that the resting fuel that was in here has probably done the same sort of treat. Now realistically, the fuel line should have been full because the top of the tank of course had the air gap in it. I still just want to be certain. It is known for these fuel lines to rupture with age. I just want to alleviate that problem, so I'm going to remove this one. Hopefully I've got access to all the clips. I think there might be another one back here, which that might be fun, but I've got one here, there's one here I can't see. So I'll start with what I have. Even if I break it, it doesn't matter, I can just pull the rest of it out. So just be prying these up. So now for a bit of cleanup with one of these. I'm basically just using a barbecue grill, steel wool scrubber thing, whatever you want to call it, and just going along and more or less removing all of the loose surface rust and everything. So pretty much be elbow deep in the cavity. So the last bit of the process is this. Be grinding off all the little pieces again, exactly the same as the top side. So cut these down, buff it all off, make it nice and smooth. So that way, when the base goes back onto it, all we're going to do is get it plug welded up. So all the screws will go back into place, holds it where it was, and plug weld all of these holes around through the drill points, over the ridge, over the back there, job done. That's at the very end, however, so there is more to come before we get to that point. Well, that's going to do it again today, guys. Thank you very much for joining me. As always, like, subscribe, comment below, etc. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your neighbour that if he's ever going to do a skit, don't forget it at the beginning of the week and then remember it at the end of the week. It's too late now. We've gone past that. Anyway, guys, until next time, cheers.